In 2020, there were 3 different days that I went out to go get footage for pieces of content that I wanted to make that I just couldn't figure out how to tell the story with it. But I've talked on this channel before about the fact that one of my favorite things about having a YouTube channel is the fact that it kind of works almost as like a time capsule for events that either are specific to me and personal to me or just big cultural moments. And that's kind of what these 3 particular filming days felt like. They felt like big cultural moments. They all stem from the same concept of the civil unrest that we're seeing and have been seeing ever since George Floyd was murdered. So I sat down, I figured out a story structure for these 3 different pieces of film days, and that's the story that I'm gonna tell today. Okay, so here's a little bit of context for this footage that I got. This was right after the civil unrest started, after George Floyd was murdered, and Chicago got kind of locked down. There was just a huge military presence that all of a sudden hit Chicago, and for me specifically, it was unnerving. I don't know. I was in the military. If you didn't know, I deployed to the Middle East, so I've been around military equipment and trucks and people suited up and all the gear, but I just never thought that I would see something like that in Chicago. And particularly, and this is the context that I want to share with people who aren't from Chicago, going downtown, you've got the river and there's a bunch of bridges that are just all going through downtown, and they had all the bridges raised. And it really felt like old school, all the rich people being in the castle and literally like raising the drawbridges so the poor people who were pissed off about what was going on in the world couldn't get to all the rich people's stuff. That's, I mean, more or less that's what it was. Those bridges were up so all the nice things in downtown couldn't be reached by the people who were marching and protesting. So yeah, I don't know. It was just a really, really wild thing to see, and here's the footage I got from that day. Look at that. Everything's boarded up. It's literally like every business on this strip. I've literally never seen anything like this. Never in my life. How crazy is this?
Oh my god, this is nuts. I didn't even look around. Yeah. This is nuts. Just everything.
Looking like a war zone or something now. See downtown, see how close we're getting.
Oh, Aston Martin. Wow.
Look at that. Did you ever see a Humvee?
In downtown Chicago.
That is freaking crazy.
Should I turn right here? I'll go up to 1. I think I'll hit Halstead actually if I just keep going straight.
Did you ever think in a million years you'd see that?
I did not.
So crazy. Never in my life did I think I'd see military presence in the city like this.
Hell no.
Okay, so the context behind the footage that I'll be showing you now, the footage I'm about to show you takes place just at the end of my street. And the only real big key takeaways from this, it was pretty moving. It was like thousands of people, not like literally thousands of people walked past. But here's a peaceful march that took place in my neighborhood in Chicago, in Boys Town, right down the street. I have no idea what's going on, but but I just took my dog out, and all of a sudden, a cop comes speeding down my street. We're locking down the street. There's no traffic westbound, or whatever the hell they say. And they shut my street down. And I don't know if you can hear it. Helicopters they're out. I'm gonna try to get some footage of it. I don't know what the hell is going on. This is crazy, though. I see cops at the end of the block. It looks like they're blocking off traffic for coming this way. Oh, wow. Yeah, I don't know. Might go ahead to Kylie and see if she wants to get her eyes on this. It's pretty kind of once in a lifetime. Some historical stuff though. So let's see if we can grab Kylie. Dude, these sounds like a helicopter flying by and people going around on walk. It literally is from like when I was in the military. That's what it sounds like. This is so freaking crazy. Especially like having a cop roll down my street, freaking out into a thing, and these helicopters have been roaming around above us all day today at the apartment. It's just such a freaking wild time. I got Kylie now.
Yeah.
About this history.
Yeah.
Wow, this is pretty powerful. Pretty wild though.
It was very moving.
That was very moving. And happy to say nothing bad happened.
Nothing at all. It was very peaceful.
Very peaceful.
And there was a ton of people. A ton. I mean, it went on for... And we got there at the end of it. I think we were still sitting there for 20 minutes.
That guy going in his wheelchair, that was pretty awesome. Pretty awesome. So the context for this video is there was at the end of our street at Addison, there's a police station, and so there was basically a pro-Trump rally that started at the Addison police station and then marched, probably like 50 to 100 people who marched about a block and a half to Wrigley and had a little rally there. And yeah, here's the footage from that day. Got the copters out here all day. There's been like 5 of them around the apartment. Like all day they've been out here. It's kind of weird. It feels like literally, I was just telling Kai, it feels like literally people are on separate sides. Like the symbolism here is just wild, bro.
You know what makes me feel good about this thing? Think of how many people were at the march for Black Lives Matter. That
Yeah, this is, yeah.
There was thousands.
what's the takeaway from all this? I don't know. I don't have an answer. I just wanted to memorialize what felt like a really historic and impactful time in history that has been playing out over the last year. And so that's really all I'm doing. I guess I'm not trying to find the answer. I'm just trying to capture the moment, capture the now. So I don't know. We'll see.